Hey everyone, so good to be connecting with you. Yeah, it's cold, it's windy outside, it's raining. It is just a bit of a yucky weather going on outside. My swimming pool by this stage is flooding the garden, which is also not so nice. So when the dogs go out to go do their thing, they're running around in like a swamp. You'd be sure that Shrek would be coming out of the gardens there soon sometime. Anyways, yeah, my title of today's talk is Sometimes It Rains, not just outside, but in our lives. And I remember a time in my life when things were desperate and I felt completely alone and isolated and left behind and not good enough. And basically that was a very, very challenging period of time in my life. I felt not good enough. I felt betrayed. I felt hurt. And honestly saying, there was a time in my life where I just had to put one foot in front of the other to just keep my head up and just do the next right thing. And to be honest, I absolutely did not deal with the challenges that I had to face, the right way at all. It was very, very difficult. I felt very alone. I remember a period of time in my life. One of the highlights of this darkness that I'd faced was after my ex-wife moved out, and I was sitting in a house that had zero furniture in. And at the time, I did a live broadcast, um, like a live radio show on 702, and they had to give the world hope, and they had to give men hope for porn and sex addiction recovery. And my own wife had just left, decided to leave, sitting in that house all alone, zero furniture, and the nanny in the other room listening to my broadcast, trying to give the world hope whilst I was deep in a dark place, very lost, very confused, very much hurting. The only thing I had to keep me safe at that point in time was the recovery tools that I had learned, connecting with myself emotionally. And how many of you know connecting with your emotions when everything's terrible, horrible, is very painful. It's excruciating. It's very challenging to look at what you're feeling whilst everything is just dark everywhere. But I did it. I kept on communicating. I kept on connecting with my sponsor. I kept on doing the work, one foot in front of the other, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, sometimes. And I must be honest with you, there were two occasions at least where it felt like I lost all hope. And yeah, I lost all hope. There's a saying that says a human being can live for 40 days without water. No, without food. 4 days without water. 4 minutes without oxygen, but not for longer than 1 second without hope. And there were like at least two occasions, which I can recall, where I lost all hope. And the moment we lose hope, we self-destruct. And I wanted to self-destruct. The one time I actually drove to a church in the area. It's just a few hundred meters from my home. And the pastor came out at that point, and I was just a slobbering mess. The second time, a very good friend of mine called me like in a moment of just darkness, and I was just crying so much. And I remember him saying, "Just come to my house." And him and his wife, it's actually Tabitha's husband, still involved in the program. You guys would have seen Tabitha. I've journeyed with those people for 20 years, and I think they are phenomenal people. Without them, I would definitely not have been here today. So I know what the darkness, deepest, darkest pit feels like. I know what that feels like. But I've managed to fight my way every single step out of that darkness. And currently, my life is on a peak. You know, it's not like everything's sunshine and rosy. I still have my down days like I had yesterday. But I keep on fighting. I've learned skills to equip and empower people. And that is what I want to bring to the world. I want the world to be healed and to be healthy. And some of the tools that we have used is actually this framework that I've developed. The first three steps of the framework, number one would be to regulate emotions, emotional regulation. How do I manage this overflow of emotions? Like we have a bucket, and if the bucket overflows, we want to self-destruct, or we destroy, or we lash out, or we become horrible, ugly people. The second step of the 9-step framework that I've developed revolves all around prevention, and how do I prevent myself from being dragged down into the pit once again, and being clarifying the pit and seeing what my orange zones and my red zone behaviors would be. And then the third step of this framework that I've developed revolves around dropping the mask, taking the fig leaves away, and presenting myself to the world and being as real as possible. And through these broadcasts, it's really my mission to be as real and raw as possibly to the world, to everyone outside there, just to walk in truth and honesty, and to connect with people, and to show them that there's a better way to do things. And you know, if you do these exercises in the vicinity of other people, men or women, then there's a bond that develops. And I've spoken numerous times about the bond of brokenness that is stronger than beliefs. And that is exactly what Grace Online would like to stand for and offer people. So, anyways, I've already shared about 16 minutes and 6 minutes, and I'm trying to keep these videos short. I think my final message is that there's hope, that there's a way out, no matter how dark your situation has become and how gloomy it seems to be outside and often inside as well, that there is always hope. God will always give you a way out if you are willing to take the one step at a time. Without him putting your hand in his hand, he will not do it. Oh, actually, it's wrong. Without him, you cannot do it. And without you, he will not do it. So there's a perfect partnership that needs to happen. I need to take the step, and I need to trust God. Without him, I can't take the step. And without me taking the step, he will not take the step. So there's a nice balance that comes to play there. So, anyways, I trust everybody listening to this will have a good day further. I hope you have you found some hope and inspiration in this video. And if you need any support, please do reach out to me. Have a nice day, everyone. Cheerio.